A very good evening to you and welcome to Primetime News on MTV Sports, live from the News First studios in Colombo. I'm Nadim Majid.
And I'm Krishna Panditharatna.
Syria has already received the first shipment of an advanced Russian air defense system.
Russia has vowed to go ahead with sending the weapons early this week in defiance of Western objections.
Now we have the details coming up in the news tonight, but before that, let's take a look at the news making headlines. Addressing a summit in China, President says that it is palpably unjust to try to impose a solution that prevents the developing world from producing and using energy for legitimate needs. A special police team deployed to arrest the chairman of the Amblipitiya Pradeshiya Sabha on charges of assaulting police officers. Homagama district judge who was arrested on bribery charges remanded. Also on a somber note, parliamentarian Jayala Jayawardena passes away.
United National Party parliamentarian Dr. Jayala Jayawardena passed away this morning while receiving treatment at a private hospital in Singapore.
Relatives of late UNP parliamentarian Dr. Jayala Jayawardena say that arrangements have been made to bring the mortal remains of the late parliamentarian to the island tomorrow. Born on the 16th of August 1953, Dr. Jayala Jayawardena was 60 years of age at the time of his demise. Dr. Jayala Jayawardena, who obtained his medical degree from the University of Colombo, went on to obtain his postgraduate qualifications from USA and Russia. Since his youth, Dr. Jayala Jayawardena displayed a keen interest in social issues, which led to the beginning of his political career with the United National Party. He was first elected to Parliament in 1994 and established his name in politics as a leader who stood his ground amidst trying times. During the United National Front government in 2002 to 2004, he served as the Minister of Rehabilitation, Resettlement and Refugees. Known internationally as an advocate for human rights, Dr. Jayala Jayawardena served as the Deputy General Secretary of the UNP as well as the Chairman of the Jatika Sevaka Sangamaya, in addition to carrying out duties as a Gampa District Parliamentarian.
On to another one of our headline stories. The chairman of the Amblipitiya Pradeshiya Sabha, who has been charged with assaulting two police officers in the Panamure area, has not been arrested as yet. Now, according to the police, a special police team has been deployed to arrest the suspect. The police noted yesterday that the suspect had fled the area.
Over the past few days, News First reported that the UPFA chairman of the Amblipitiya Pradeshiya Sabha, M.K. Amila, who allegedly assaulted two police officers, is yet to be arrested. On each occasion when News First inquired about the matter from the police, it simply responded by stating that investigations are underway to arrest the suspect. News First inquired from M.K. Amila himself whether he had fled the area. You do not need my location. Those carrying out their duties will find it. You are not looking into the cause of the incident. For instance, take a look at how these officers carried out their duties. I am not berating the police. Issues like this arise due to the actions of certain police officers. The police officers were assaulted when they had stopped three individuals riding on a motorbike without helmets in the Daduhatapna area in Panamure on the 26th of this month. According to the police, the officers enforced the law as the individuals did not possess any legal documentation pertaining to the motorbike. The police added that the chairman of the Amblipitiya Pradeshiya Sabha had then arrived at the location and assaulted the police officers. I have not done any wrong, so I have no issue if I am arrested. Because the most they could do is place me before court and file a case against me. The people do not have a good opinion about the police in general, let alone the police in Panamure. The chairman of the Amblipitiya Pradeshiya Sabha also denied allegations that he was involved in this incident. It could have been someone who looked like me who was involved in the incident. There are many people who look like me, have a similar height and physique. I don't know if this is what has happened. However, the police officer who was assaulted repeated to News First today that he was assaulted by M.K. Amila. I know the chairman of the Amblipitiya Pradeshiya Sabha. He currently lives in Panamure. When he got down from his vehicle on that day, he shouted at me in filth and asked me if I knew who he was. He cannot make such a statement if he is honest. He is the one who assaulted me. The police officer added that he was assaulted with a firearm. He cannot say he didn't use a T-56 to assault me. I am a police officer and I am full aware of what a T-56 is. I have used many weapons and clearly I was assaulted with the use of a T-56 which has a metal butt. First he readied his weapon and attempted to shoot me. I told him to go ahead and that I was not afraid to die. It is then that he assaulted me. Police Constable G.G. Chandasiri, who was assaulted, was transferred from the MTV base hospital to the Ratnapura General Hospital. Here are the visuals obtained by a News First U reporter. Why isn't he arrested? Is it because he is the son of a thug? Or is it because he has links to the government? The IGP should arrest Amila and safeguard the honor of the police. A police officer is in hospital after being assaulted. Where is the respect for the police that Vas Gunawardena spoke of? Why has it been subjugated by politics? If they cannot act when the police is assaulted, then what will happen when we are assaulted?
මට දෙයක් කරන්න ඕන නම් මට අතිගරු ජනාධිපතිතුමා ඉන්නවා. දැන් මේ ආරක්ෂක ලේකම්තුමා ඉන්නවා. මට ඉතින් කතා කරන්නදී මට ඕන දෙයක් කරගන්න පුළුවන්. මට එහෙම අතපාවිච්චි කරන්න අවස්ථාවක් නැහැ.
Two police constables who attempted to resolve a dispute in the Millakamda area in Bulat Sinhala assaulted. Chairman of the Bulat Sinhala Pradesh Sabha among the suspects. Deputy Chairman of the Vennapur Civil Defence Committee and another individual assaulted. Allegations levelled against a Vennapur Pradesh Sabha member. Do local politicians operate above the law? Why are there double standards for politicians and the general public?
Speaking at the coordinating committee meeting of the Horana division, parliamentarian Vidura Vikramanayaka said that the law should be enforced equally for everyone.
You cannot engage in politics if you know nothing about the law. Politicians are not above the law. We should bow down to the law because we are in politics and because we hold positions. We should set an example. If it was an ordinary person, that person would have been beaten up.
President Mahinda Rajapaksa says that it is absolutely unjust to try to impose a solution which involves significant controls and restrictions that prevent the developing world from producing and using energy for legitimate needs. The head of state made this comment while addressing the opening ceremony of the 2013 International Conference of Asian Political Parties this morning.
The Sri Lankan delegation, including President Rajapaksa, attended the 2013 ICAAP Special Conference at the State Guest House of Jiangxi Province in China. Addressing the conference, the head of state had said the environmental issues today clearly call for an urgent solution, and the present situation is one which has been brought about by the excessive consumption on the part of the industrialized nations. President Rajapaksa added that it is important to remember that the developing countries played no part in aggravating the situation. Speaking further, the President had said that Sri Lanka at all times has placed at the forefront of its economic programs the aim of arriving at the right balance between industrial progress and preservation of the environment. Chinese Vice President Li Yuanshao, addressing the conference, added that while Asia has been the home to three of the world's greatest civilizations during the industrial age, Asia suffered from foreign aggression, colonial rule and civil conflicts. However, Li Yuanshao emphasized that Asia is now emerging as a leading continent in all sectors.
In other local news, Minister Dr. Rajitha Senaratne says that never in his political life has he bowed down to racism. The minister expressed this sentiment at a function held in Bedwala recently.
Never in my political life have I bowed down to racism, religious extremism or the caste system. There may be certain groups of Balasenas. However, none of these Balasenas can undermine people like us. Nowhere is it mentioned in the teachings of Lord Buddha about Sinhala Buddhism. If one questions Lord Buddha about the meanings of race, Lord Buddha has always preached that according to his teachings, race is defined as the human race.
The minister also expressed these views.
It is not mentioned in the teachings of Buddhism that monks should commit suicide. Nowhere is it mentioned that one should fight with the police or shout slogans on the road. There were religious wars everywhere in the world. There was the Panuduravada and 5 such great debates. There were debates on Christianity and the teachings of Buddhism. These were not done through physical force, but through intelligence.
Meanwhile, Minister Senaratne also says that Minister Maithripala Sirisena should be promoted to a position where he could better serve the people of the country. Dr. Senaratne made this comment at a function held in Bedwala yesterday.
සමන් ගරු කරන දේශපාලඥයෙක් තමයි මෛත්‍රීපාල සිරිසේන මහත්මයා. තුමා පක්ෂයේ මහලේකම් ධූරේ ඉඳගෙන මේ පක්ෂයත් නිවැරදි මාර්ගයකට ගෙනියන්න.
Maithripala Sirisena is a politician who I respect. As the General Secretary of the party, he is doing his best to steer the party and the government on the correct path. He is a great man. If something good happens to him, then something good undoubtedly happens to the country. Therefore, we are attempting to take him to a position where he can better serve the country. This country is in need of such a person. I make this public comment at a time when the image of politics is being continuously tainted.
අපිට මේ රටට ඉතාමත්ම අවශ්‍ය මොහොතක ඉන්නේ. දේශපාලන පරිහානියට යන මේ වෙලාවේ මම ප්‍රසිද්ධියේ මගේ ඒ අදහස මම අනුමත කළා මම ඉදිරිපත් කරනවා.
The minister made this statement at a function to hand over ambulances to 2 hospitals, including the Bedwala Rural Hospital. Dr. Rajitha Senaratne celebrated his 63rd birthday yesterday.
Time now for the newspaper cartoon of the day.
Should the 13th Amendment to the Constitution be abolished? Now, this is the topic that will be taken up for debate on the Suttoner political program on Sirius TV today. Minister Patani Champika Ranawaka and Minister Vasudeva Nanyakara will participate in the program, which will be aired at 10:45 p.m.
And with that, we go in for a commercial break.
More local news coming up on the other side.